Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. As you come in, please share for me, please. As you come in, share for me. Babu Satari, welcome. Ibukun Kole, welcome. As you come in, please share for me. We are talking about the state of the country. What can be done? Please share for me. Good afternoon, everybody. Unfortunately, it's not showing on me here, so I need to share it. It's not coming out on my. Okay. Yeah. Hello, Auntie Dele. Welcome on board. Everybody, welcome on board. So, good afternoon, everybody. It's Prevailing Issues with Ajoke. And please, as you come in, help me to share this program. It's for us to talk about the state of the country, and what can be done. Elizabeth Adenyokinyo. Oh, very bad with names. Anyways, welcome on board. Before we start, I can't even share, and I used to be able to share this, I don't know why I can't share. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Please, as you join me, help me to share this program. Please, it's important because Nigeria is our country. We have no other place to go. And the rate at which the country is running, it's at the edge of breaking up. And we just need to talk about it and see what we can do. Please share for me. I don't know how to. Until they let me marry, share and be by you. You won't believe it. It's not showing on my timeline. So, first and foremost, welcome. It's beautiful afternoon, and you're on Prevailing Issues with Ajoke. And on this program, we talk about everything, almost everything. This afternoon, it's a sad afternoon because yesterday we lost some prominent members of our society. The Chief of Army Staff, Atairu, died with others in plane crash. And, it was a big loss for us in Nigeria. So we are saying we wish the family, it's a sad one, and all we can just tell them is that, we pray that the Lord give them the Lord give them just to even hold on to their faith, and I pray for the departed souls that, God forgive their sins and give them eternal life. Yesterday, when this happened, unfortunately, we on the news everywhere that people were, finding it very difficult to take it in that some people died. We could see some Nigerians, writing it out, making jest of the dead. This is unfair, I would say, because death is inevitable. We are all going to go one day. And if they said, because the late Atairu said, he made a statement saying, over his dead body will Oduduwa, Funmi Teslim, welcome. Over his dead body will Yoruba, Oduduwa Nation, and Biafra come to pass. And they said because of that, that was why they were making jest of the dead. That is unfair. Please, everybody's going to go one day. It's an unfortunate incident for the family, and I can imagine what the family will be going through. Let's be sensitive when it comes to things like this. It can happen to anybody. So let's be sensitive about it. Now, on the state of the nation, I said, Let's take a cup of tea, please. On the state of the country, like I've written it out, it's getting scary. It's getting very, very scary, the way things are going on in Nigeria now. Because of the plane crash yesterday, it made me, think about it, about Nigeria generally. What is really happening? You understand? They said it's a natural disaster, that one, the plane crash. We don't know yet. There's still going to be investigation on it. It could be faulty engine. It could be anything. So we don't want to put too much into that. But the state of the country itself, if you can see now everywhere, insurgency, everywhere, it seems things are not just working at all in that country. Bad reactions from Niger citizens here. That's very bad anyway. Things are not just working out. Insurgencies everywhere. Police, even they said the police officers cannot even walk freely with their uniforms now. Go to the north, south, everywhere there is, insecurity. Because I am from that country, I have my people back in that country, I will still talk about that country. It's sad. Our leaders are talking now. I guess they are speaking up now. Especially from the south. Initially, it seems nobody is worried about it. If anything happens in that country, we have never seen our president coming out to talk to us, to address us and say, look, it's going to be good. It's just been keeping quiet about the whole lot of things that is going on. Do we still have a president in that country? Do we still have a president in Nigeria? Everything is not working well. Somebody was telling me yesterday that, she went to the market to buy fish, and when she got there, she couldn't even buy it. She then went to chicken, and then the chicken she used to buy for 500 is now 2,200. The country will keep borrowing. We keep borrowing. We keep borrowing. You saw the last time they said they were printing out money, inflation. We forgot about inflation totally. And the president is nowhere to be found. Lai Mohammed will come out to speak for him. You said for long things have not been working. We said all our leaders are not talking because of their ambition for 2023. They are not talking because we are all thinking about the election for 2023. But they are not thinking of what do we do at this point in time. When the country is breaking up, war looming every day. And I know our vice president is a Christian, but I just wonder, the man is not speaking at all. If the president is not speaking, because as we heard, they said he's got dementia, and that is why he could not come out and talk. But what about the vice president? Why is he there if he cannot perform? I think it's time for us to all speak up. I'll show you a clip I saw, now, the leaders, the elders are worried. The leaders of Nigeria are worried now. It seems they don't even know what is happening again. Nobody can tell what is really happening. They are worried. They are confused. State of confusion now in Nigeria. When the government itself does not even know what it's doing again. The prices of food suddenly skyrocketed. Yeah. I saw this and I was impressed, but we have to analyze it.
Somebody asked
this is Gani,
what I felt about what was going on
Fani Kayode,
and how things would unfold, and whether I'm worried or not. The answer to the question is yes, I am worried.
We are all worried.
And let me tell you what I believe is happening. There are four major forces in this country today. I'll call them four horns. Two are in the southwest. One is in the east. And the fourth one is Buhari, and he represents the north. Now in the southwest, you have two horns, very powerful, aggressive, focused, and very, very committed horns. In the persons of Gani Adams, who is the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, and the other is Sunday Igboho, who...
So according to him, Buhari, who is the president, represents the big one in the in Nigerian constitution, which means he's standing for the north. He's for the north. And he's saying, according to Fani Kayode, that the two big people we have in the south who are ready to die for whatsoever to get their Yoruba nation, Gani Adams and Sunday Igboho, Chief Sunday Igboho. Wow. Sorry about that, you know. Oh, gosh.
By any standard, he's the hero of millions. Exceptionally tough young man. Now, these two forces, they represent the heart, soul, and mind and spirit of the Yoruba people.
That is it.
They cannot be stopped. They're not politicians. They cannot be intimidated. They cannot be threatened. They're extremely focused. And both of them, if sufficiently provoked, the kind of mass following they have, their readiness to die for their cause, they're extremely dangerous. Thankfully, they're good men, and men that simply want a fair deal in a wider Nigeria for our people.
And this calls really, really for reconciliation. The fear we are having is that we don't want war in Nigeria. I personally don't want war in Nigeria. But the keeping quiet of the leaders, the keeping quiet of the government on this is really baffling.
Also men that are committed to the cause of Oduduwa Republic, once it is clear that there can be no fair deal in a wider Nigeria, they're totally committed to that. In fact, they're simply waiting for the integrationists to offer a better deal. Outside of that, they're leaving. And when they decide to go, it will take a war to stop them. And they have the hearts of the people. In the east, you have Nnamdi Kanu.
Yeah, Nnamdi Kanu.
I know him, exceptionally tough, very courageous. And he has a massive following. Absolutely massive. I call him the third horn. I call him the Tiger of the East. Exceptionally tough man. And inspirational. And if there is to be an election in the East or in Biafra tomorrow, he would win hands down. He has the hearts, minds, and souls of the people. And he's fighting for his people. Then you go up north. And you go, before I get to the president, you go to the middle belt. And there's a man who's a good friend of mine, he was at Oxford. Brilliant man, Obadiah Balafia. Obadiah is not a freedom fighter as such. He's not a man that is connected to any form of violence. But he's a man of ideas. And his ideas are...
What Fani Kayode is trying to say is that, you know, we've got people that are ready to die to get our freedoms. And if things are not handled well by the government, there's going to be war. There is going to be war. The rate at which everyone is trying to stand up for their rights is getting frightening in Nigeria. And that's why it's calling all these people that, look, these are people that when they do like this to their people,
man of ideas, and his ideas are explosive, extremely inspirational. He's very focused. He's a brilliant intellectual. And his ideas and his intellectual contributions are more powerful than bombs, because he has ignited the sense of awareness of the people of the Middle Belt, the Christian minorities, particularly the northern minorities, particularly the Christians. And he is voicing their opinions and holding their corner and fighting their corner more than anybody else in the history of the Middle Belt, as far as I'm concerned. He's extremely
Mr. James Leon, you said we are fighting war every day, madam. No need to be scared of anything. I pray we don't see war. We don't see war. That is not. I know people are suffering. I know people cannot meet their, their daily needs in Nigeria, and everything seems not to be working. But if you pray for war, this is not war. We've not seen war. God forbid. In wars, people will eat their skin. They will eat themselves when there's nothing to eat. We pray it doesn't come to that, my dear brother. We pray it doesn't come to that.
extremely focused. And he represents, in my view, the fourth horn.
It is, Mr. Tom.
And it's a very
welcome,
positive
sir.
horn, very strong horn, and it represents a hope for the people of the Middle Belt. Then, of course, you have President Buhari himself, who I believe is the fifth horn. So rather than four, there are five horns. President Buhari and those that are with him, that support him, are also very focused and committed to doing what they're doing. And some of them understand the situation and are ready to adapt. Others are not.
I don't think President Buhari and his people know what they're doing. That is the problem now we have. We don't think they are in charge. We don't think they know what they're doing. I think it's time for them to call on international bodies to help them out. It seems we don't know what we're doing in that country.
But that group collectively represents a very powerful force that cannot be underestimated. Within that camp, there are various groups. I mean, I won't go into that now. Some are more liberal and more moderate than others. But by and large, these are President Buhari's loyalists and his people. Now, these 4 or 5 horns are the ones that hold the destiny of our country. If they conflict, and if there can be no compromise between them at any point in time, and if we do not agree on a formula to avoid...
Mr. Tom, yeah, you said religion and leadership have failed the people. I know leadership. I know the religion before. When our leaders, our religious leaders couldn't stand up to tell the truth, to say it to the government the way it is. During Babangida time, I remember vividly then Okoje, High Priest Okoje, would come out and, talk about bad governance. I'm not a Bible scholar like yourself, Mr. Tom Ademuwagu. I think in the Old Testament, you will see that the kings, when the prophets were the ones going to the kings, that's the government, to give them revelations and tell them, look, if you don't do this, this will happen to your government. But now, the leaders of our religious leaders are not doing it. They are not doing it anymore. And that's why we're saying they have failed us. They have large congregation. If they've been talking for a long time, I think we will not be where we are today anyway. So let's listen more to Mr. Fani Kayode. It makes some sense anyway.
War in this country. If you cannot somehow assuage the feelings and persuade the Igbohos, the Adamses, and those behind them to try to be a little bit more understanding about what's going on and try to reach out to them in peace and in love and try to build that bridge, it would be a very dangerous situation we're entering into. The same.
Honestly, that is where we are now. If a government is in place and you're seeing your country in disarray, you are seeing insurgencies up, you are seeing insecurities, and the government is not calling on these people to reconcile with them. Do you know how long the agitation for Yoruba has been going on? What has the government called? What have they done? Have they called them for reconciliation? To even have a conversation with them? They're doing it as if we don't care. You can shout from today till tomorrow. You want Yoruba Nation, go ahead and get it. We are not ready to give it to you. It's like nobody is even addressing it at all. Every day, police stations are being burnt in the East. You see? Taiwo Uyemi said, talking every day, comments, shouting, demonstrations, strikes by workers, still no changes. So what next? I don't know, my darling. I don't know. We'll keep talking, no? And
the same that the people that Obadiah represents in the Middle Belt. And that's all left to the forces that hold the state. That is Buhari's government and Buhari's people. Now what I have said so far may have lost most people, because it's really not for the less discerning and people that cannot think deeply. It's very profound what I've said. But they say
Mr. Tom Ademwegu said, Femi Fani-Kayode is part of our failed leadership. He's talking because he's no more in power. No sincerity with our people. If you remember truly, when he was in power, he wasn't talking. And like I said earlier on, what is the vice president doing? I think when they are there, if they find it very difficult to say the truth. But what about this guy, Dino Melaye? When he was there, he was speaking out. He was speaking out. We have some bad ones, we have some good ones. He's speaking out now because he's feeling the heat. He knows there's going to be war. He knows that if things are not handled well, it's getting out of hands. It is really getting out of hands, So we appreciate him for coming up to talk, Some are still keeping quiet,
The dumb may not understand.
Olapapi J, welcome.
They're not wise, but the wise will understand what I'm saying. And in a nutshell, what I'm saying is this. Politicians may act and behave as if
nothing is happening.
Really nothing is happening, and that things are in order and they were moving towards 2023. And they are totally and completely besotted and obsessed with who will become president tomorrow, or at least in a couple of years. But what they fail to appreciate is that in 2 years' time, they may not be
Nigeria again.
If things go on as they're going now. And I kid you not, I'm very, very close to many, many politicians in this country. I've been involved for many, many years. And I have never seen this level of ethnic nationalism being expressed and being exhibited amongst the Yoruba people and amongst the Igbo people and amongst the people of the Middle Belt as I have today. In fact, it's so extreme that I'm sure it's far more so than even just before the Civil War. And that's what we're dealing with. And people like Igboho, particularly, and Adams, and Kanu, and Obadiah Malafia, and even Buhari himself have tapped into the power and the attraction of that ethnic nationalism. Rightly so, in my view. It can be used in a positive way if it's used properly. It's tapped into that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But where these ethnic nationalities are on a collision course, particularly when it's the Fulanis against the rest, or where the rest are saying enough is enough, and where the rest are saying that they are tired and they're fed up, and where the rest are saying that they will not be intimidated or threatened by anybody, even those that organize coercive arms of government and control the state, and where the rest are saying that, listen, if you consider us to be slaves, we will show you that we're not slaves.
Yeah. If one particular ethnic group in that country is just dominating and making others feel like they are slaves, they have to work under them. That's where the problem is coming from. No strong institution in Nigeria. Everybody now is feeling like, look, the northern part, it's not even about the northern part, it's the Fulanese. It's the Fulanese. No equality in Nigeria, you're right. People are being, some ethnic groups are feeling they are being marginalized bigly. You know? It's sad, honestly.
And you have people rising up in those areas, like the names that I've mentioned, like the horns that I've mentioned, to say we will defend the honor and the future of our people and will preserve the lives and property of our people no matter what. This goes beyond politics.
It goes beyond.
This is about national survival. It's about the survival of our ethnic nationalities, and it's about the unity of our country. So I would urge politicians and those that cannot think very deeply to begin to think about what's going on. We're sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and we're acting as if nothing is happening. We put our heads in the sand like an ostrich, and we're pretending that nothing has gone wrong. In the East today, people are being killed every day, being butchered by our security forces. And of course, unknown gunmen, as they call them, are also attacking not just civilians, but members of our armed forces, members of our police, and so on and so forth, which of course I do not support. I think it's wrong. Violence both ways is wrong. And two wrongs do not make a right. So what's going on there is unbelievable. In some cases, in some parts, policemen cannot even wear their uniforms now because they're scared of being attacked. And this is very sad. Same in the South. In the South.
So if the police are even afraid to put on their uniforms, to perform their duties, I mean, it has come to that in Nigeria. It has come to that in Nigeria.
West, you have massive militias being built up around two charismatic leaders who are prepared to go all the way if sufficiently provoked and if the state cannot guarantee the lives and properties of the Yoruba people. And let me tell you, it is only because the elders of the Southwest have been holding them back and chanting restructuring as a way out. That is why the West has been a little bit restrained. This will not last for much longer. The people that are fired up, and they want their own country.
That's why when we talk about the Obas, the traditional rulers, and people are saying they are not talking, they are not supporting Yoruba nation or whatever nation, I do say something. Nobody prays for war. Nobody prays for breakup. But when it is imminent, then there's nothing they can do again. But the fact remains that because we still have the we still have the support of our leaders in the South, that is why we still have that country called Nigeria. If not, once that support from them goes to the agitation, then we have a problem. Incompetent people ruling Nigeria. You can imagine how educated people are in Nigeria, and you have people like our president, sorry to say, just being there and nothing is being done. How can anything happen in Nigeria? You never see that man coming out. If truly he was given a certificate from UK when he came last that he should resign, and our president did not resign, they said because he's got dementia. How can somebody who has dementia be leading you? Oh my God.
And you can't wish it away. The Middle Belters have been completely suppressed, subjugated, oppressed, cheated, and belittled for so many years now, far more than any other group in this country. They are also seeking for emancipation. They also want a way out. And that is ably reflected by the activities and words of a man like Obadiah Malaifa, like I said earlier. And then, of course, you have the core North itself, represented mainly by President Buhari and those that think like him. Not all are extreme. Some are not. And thankfully, those that are not so extreme are the ones we can reach out to and talk to. But those that are, have no place in Nigeria anymore as far as I'm concerned, and really ought to consider going back to Chad, Niger Republic, wherever they come from, and resettle there. But as far as this country is concerned,
you can imagine,
whether you listen to me or not, whether you believe me or not, and we will have this conversation.
Did you hear that? The burial ceremony of the late military men are going on, and the president is not there. Your president, I'm telling you, Buhari is not in charge of that country. Buhari is not in charge of that country. And I don't know why they cannot do something. I don't know why they cannot. I mean, what happens to impeachment? If you feel this person is not able to carry on, why are we deceiving ourselves? Politicians in Nigeria, why are you deceiving yourselves? Oh God. Some will just take over a country like that, and you have educated people there, and they're just sitting down watching. All because they are all they are concerned about, like our own, like I do say, what's that? Our leader, Yoruba leader, Asiwaju, because he wants to be the president.
Again in about 3 years' time, and I'm sure at that time you will say yet again FFK was proved right. But for the now, the important thing is to recognize the challenges we're facing, cause these horns to come together and negotiate and discuss the way forward. Because if we don't do that, I assure you, there will be conflict somewhere down the line.
That is it.
The state cannot hold these forces down
For a long
by
time.
by arms. The state cannot suppress the will of the people of the Southwest through arms. They cannot do it. They can't do the same to the people of the Southeast. They can't kill everybody in the South. They can't kill everybody in the Middle Belt. And they cannot kill everybody amongst those in the core north that also want to change. What we need to do is to establish the fact that it is important for us to sit down and talk as nationalists and see if there's a way out of this and negotiate this thing to a point that everybody is comfortable, whether through restructuring or whatever it is. What we mustn't do is continue to act as if we don't need to talk to each other and act as if nothing will change, nothing will happen, doesn't matter how many people are killed, that the state can hold the line. The state cannot hold the line in a conflict like this. It's only a question of time. It's only a question of time. And the most important thing to recognize also is this. There are men of goodwill on all sides. We may disagree on Oduduwa, Biafra, Nigeria, or even an amalgamation of the 4 zones, the Middle Belt, the South-South, the Southeast, and Southwest coming together for one country, and the core north going its separate way. Or we may have 5 or 6 separate countries at the end of it all. Or we may believe in an integrated Nigeria, which is restructured, we continue as one. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter where you stand on the way forward. What matters is that we must have peace. We must have dialogue. We must have understanding. And we must stop this idea that you can kill all those that are opposed to you and that you can wipe them off the face of the earth and crush the opposition and crush those that do not agree with you. This cannot work. We must talk. We must dialogue. That's the way forward. That's the only way forward. And that's my preferred option for the future for this country. Continue to trust God that we won't have a war, we won't have a conflict. But I assure you, as sure as I am, that night follows day and that day follows night. If something isn't done and we don't retrace our steps and we stop demonizing each other and killing each other, and the killing of the Igbos doesn't stop in the Southeast, the killing of Yorubas doesn't stop in the Southwest, the killing of Middle Belters does not stop, being killed by different people, whether Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, elements within the security forces, or whatever it is, whoever's responsible, at the end of it all, everybody will say to your tents of Israel, they can kill us, but we also have the right to self-defense.
Definitely.
And we will fight back and we'll defend our people. And nobody can take that right away from anybody. So let's have this conversation again in about 3 years. We'll see who's right and wrong. But I urge you all just to think and to understand the complexity of this situation and the gravity of this terrible mire that we found ourselves in. I pray for those that make these decisions. I pray for those that are in a position to help us achieve peace. And I call for dialogue and understanding on all sides. But with justice, there must be justice. Without justice, there can be no peace. There must be justice for the people of the Southwest, the people of the Southeast, the people of the South, the people of the Middle Belt, and justice for the people of the core North that have also been deprived by elements within the state and denied their rights. And there must be security. That is the way forward. Talk to Adams, talk to Igbohu, talk to Nnamdi Kanu, talk to Obadiah Malafia, talk to everybody And those on the other side also need to be able to talk to elements within the Buhari government for us to now agree that we go our separate ways peacefully. Somebody asked,
I pray, that the government is listening. Honestly, there should be dialogue. There should be reconciliation. We can't sincerely keep quiet like this and watch Nigeria go down the drain. We can't just keep quiet and allow war to come over, to take over Nigeria. I have one of my guests here is going to I'm going to call him to speak to us about his thoughts. Because I said, okay, why don't we look, instead of saying, okay, Nigeria must break up, there must be war, why don't we do restructuring? Why don't we look deeply and say, okay, let's restructure, But this man has something to say to me. I will invite him and then he can talk to us about how he feels, what he feels, I called him the other time. Oh shit, his phone is gone. Number is gone. Prof, I don't know if you're watching. I don't have his number here again, Sha. Oh, and I thought I did have it.